Hi there, Sean. Hope you're having a great day today. As your video lesson, two things I want to talk about. I'll go down the list. If you have questions at the end, I'll be around for the rest of today, and I'll be out of the studio until Wednesday next week. But if you have a question, feel free to fire it over whenever. It goes right to my work stuff, and as soon as I turn the work devices back on, I will answer and give you a message. All right, so cool. So let's start with the first thing is Wood by Alice in Chains. We went over, I'm in standard tuning by the way, so everything's gonna sound more chipper and happy than the E flat tuning. But we'll change things in a little bit. I'll get my Genty guitar out and melt some faces. So with this one here, we went over the beginning part and the challenge part with that. Like I said, I'm in standard tuning, so it's gonna sound a bit more chipper and happy than what the actual recording is. And I believe it was something along the lines of something like that right there. So this part of the song is where it really kicks in a lot of distortion. So for this one, tone-wise, get a fuzz pedal out, something really heavy, and don't be shy with sprinkling on top a whole lot of fuzz. Actually, when I was working the song out for you, I had to listen very carefully, and I had to pull up some videos of watching them play it because there's so much distortion going on that sometimes it's actually hard to hear like what they're strumming. And I think that's kind of the point I'm getting at for this one is it's more about the change of chord rather than any particular strum pattern that you're doing. So it's the change on the offbeat is what makes the song neat. And actually that feel 1, 2, 3, and 4 that kind of carries throughout the whole song. There's like this rhythmic thing in the background. Bum 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 da 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 bum dun da 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 da. Right, that's in the background of the whole thing. The glue that holds it together. Among other glues, but so what you have in here, the changes, you have a B5 power chord root 5. So you got this guy right here, and then he's just very simply going to a G chord. Right? So the most important thing for this is where you're coming down on, what beats you're coming in on. So the B5 starts on 1, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. That's really the most important thing to take away from this tune is that 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? That's what I would get down first. So 1, 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1. If I can with the ands in there. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. That's the most important part. Practice clapping that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the most important thing. Everything else in there you can kind of just as long as you're hitting that and 3, 4, 1, you're fine with everything else you do. Like I said, there's so much distortion going on with this that you probably actually just let that ring out and no one probably know the difference. If I click on my trusty grunge pedal over here that I recently rebuying my childhood, in my early years, if I get a grunge distortion pedal on right here, not that they're using that, but let's see here. Low, high, back down. Okay, it's good. That'll work right now. I'll fiddle with that later. First thing he does here, he hammers on that downbeat. That's simply a B5 power chord. He's lifting his first finger off. Very similar to very similar to Rooster. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And I would do that afterwards. That's a little shrill. I'm going to turn on some warmer distortion. Let's see here. Let's use you. I still have to dial that pedal in. It's close, but it's not what I want. I want something a little bit warmer and thicker. There we go. All right. 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then I supposed to put some down strongs. Oh, sorry. right, so for the beginning of the song, I would just go clean tone, maybe like a little bit like a healthy dose of reverb for the first part, and then when that chorus kicks on, I would have this pedal there, and I would just click right to the distortion pedal, fuzz preferably. All right, cool. So that's what's happening there for the chorus riff. And then number two is, I'm not sure how school's going for you right now, but if you have some room in your brain, we can talk a little bit about grunge theory if you'd like. I'm going to do that now, assuming that your answer was yes, but I'm going to talk about it anyway, because I like talking about it. So I've gone through and kind of looked at a fair amount of grunge songs in my time, and I started kind of categorizing what they're doing. And I was talking to Mike about this a bit ago, was that this isn't school for them. Right? They're just angsty, they're punk rockers. This is stuff coming out of like Neil Young, the Kingsmen, the Lulu. That's all born out of all that early 60s garage rock stuff. Even though, yeah, they're wearing suits on the Ed Sullivan Show, they're still rocking out. And so that music is not from the university. It's not like classical music or now jazz. So jazz was once not university music at all. That's another story. But what these guys do is that they make their songs, and then people like me who teach other people how to play their music, who are too old to be in a grunge band, because I got up there with a bunch of 20-year-olds, 19, 20-year-olds, I probably look pretty funny. So I'll come back through and go, okay, look at all these grunge songs. Is there any sort of commonality between them, or how are they doing it? And so it's the same thing with, like, say, like the music of Bach. Like, Bach wrote his music, right? And then and theoreticians come back behind him and go, okay, what are the things that he likes to do stylistically? And then you make a rule book about that, or a guideline book, and then that's how you write in the style of. And so you kind of do the same thing with grunge here, is that Mr. In Chains didn't go to fancy university. He just played music that he liked, and might have picked up things here or there, but it's coming from a place of almost like compose whatever you want. And you don't need a rule book to play these chords together, even though in theory you can. So I never analyze grunge music the same way I analyze Bach or Miles Davis, Mozart or John Coltrane, or Mahavishnu Orchestra, or any of that, or the Shakti, or anything like that. I analyze it in its own way. That seems to make sense. And what makes sense in this is that you never want to lose sight of the tonal center. The tonal center is like where everything wants to pull towards. It's your beginning and your ending, and it gives it some sort of coherent direction, right? And so in this right here, a lot of these bands, they're playing pentatonic scales. They start on the note A or they start on the note D, they play the pentatonic scale and come back to that. And inside of that are all kinds of chromatic things. So if I switch guitars here and go into a drop tune real quick, excuse me while I switch guitars. Make more sense. I don't want to retune this guitar in the main part of the video. So this is my drop E flat guitar. So it's pretty low. It's more meant for like gent and like metalcore and deathcore and stuff. But we'll use this for today, since it's already a drop tune that I have handy. And if it'll help to plug it in, wouldn't it? There we go. Yeah. I love that stuff. Right. So anyway, so what you want to start with is your pentatonic scale, and with the level 1 of this stuff is not just the pentatonic scales, but the blues scale. And the reason why is that if I wrote out the D blues scale here, it's D, F, G, A flat, A, C, and then D. And so with that A flat, something really interesting happens. You get D, F, G, A flat. So between the open chord and here, it's called the tritone. It's a really unstable interval. It's on the evil sounding. It's like very, very off-putting, which fits very well in this genre of music. So the first thing is we're gonna take a blues scale, and we're gonna go into a drop tuning. So pretend this is in drop D for a second. This is in drop B flat, but it's gonna work the same. So what I do is I go, okay, so I have the D scale. So when I play this, that's open D power chord. Then we have here E sharp, E, F, right? It's like this right here, but since we do the drop tuning, it turns it into this. So the power chords no longer look like this. They look like this now. And to make it easier to play, you just bar across those bottom strings. Right? So we have open D, D5 power chord, D sharp, E, F, and then we go F sharp, G. Like I said, the drop tuning changes the notes in the string and it makes the power chords this, so we must readjust all of our power chords. So D, F, G, A flat, A, then C, then back to D. Right, that's level 1. Level 2, it gets very interesting. They do stuff like a lot of like Tool does that stuff too. So they're no strangers to this land either. And maybe they actually use it an awful lot now that I think about it. They do things like that. It's kind of neat. Eventually, every note is fair game, but what we have to do is we have to make sure that the tonal center remains set. So what you can do is you can play power chords. So what I want you to do is maybe play around with that a little bit and see if you can come up with like a 4-chord power chord riff if you're feeling up for something creative this week. And always come back that D, right? You always gotta come back to home base. But you go outside of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. What I did was I took the Alice in Chains rhythm from Wood and just turned it into power chords. So I just basically borrowed the rhythm. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hours of fun. So that's level one grunge theory. We'll talk more about that if you have the brain space for it for this semester. If not, that's cool. We'll just keep on doing our cool riffs and things like that. Awesome, man. Like I said, if you have questions, I'll be until the end of the day. Fire a message over whenever you want. And as soon as I turn on my work phone or my work iPad, then I will answer your question. All right, man. Take care, and I'll see you in 2 weeks or so. Bye.